guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me today. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about ways that I save money as a college student. For this specific video, my example I'm using is how I saved $3,000 in the span of 4 months. So from September of 2019 till December of 2019, I was able to save up $3,000. And if you're interested in knowing how I did that, then keep watching. Okay, so before we jump right into the video, let me put a little disclaimer out there. I'm not a financial advisor. Any advice that I give is purely advice of my own opinions, my own experience. So I don't want nobody coming for me like,
that's not right.
Nobody should come for me telling me nothing. Okay, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't said it. Okay, I said it. I'm going to highlight this part.
Not a financial advisor, just give my opinions.
Plus, I got some notes on my phone, so I'm gonna be looking down. Also, don't forget to like this video, comment, and subscribe because I make content for millennials who want to save more coins, make budgeting videos, I make stock market videos. You know, I got lots of ideas and videos coming for y'all. So if you want to see all that, you don't want to miss out on it, then go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna come at y'all with a little backstory on my job and the classes that I was taking. Okay, so I was working in a clothing store, like a retail store, and I think I was earning about $1,000 a month from that. And then I was working at a club, and I was earning, I want to say $300 a month when I first started, because I was just bussing. And then I started earning about $200 a night, I believe. I don't remember honestly how much it was because everything's just so fuzzy in my memory, but I had a side hustle and I was working at the club. I was also taking 3 classes, which in my university that's considered as full-time status. So I think that's what, 9 credit hours? Yeah, 9 credit hours. So that was kind of what was going on. So I was working at my retail job like most nights and some days as well when I didn't have school. And then I was working at the club on Friday, Saturdays, and sometimes Sundays. Okay, so when I started doing bottle service, I could earn up to $200 on a good night, like plus tips, give or take, you know. So that's kind of what I was working with. And then for expenses, I was living by myself at this time. I was renting a room. The rent was $450. Groceries was $100 a month, is what I budgeted for myself. I think I had a phone bill for $50 a month. I wear contacts, so that was $20 a month. The gym was $15 a month, Netflix $10 a month, and bank fees and Spotify. Spotify was $5, bank fees was $11. So all in all, I think my expenses came out to about $600 a month, and my income was between $1,200 and $1,300 a month. Okay, so that was what that's kind of like the backstory, the background, just so you guys kind of have like an understanding of how much I was earning and how much I was spending. Well, the most important thing for me during this 4-month period where I was aiming to save $3,000 was my mindset. And this sounds really cliche, like,
Girl, what you mean your mindset? What does your mindset have to do with anything?
Mindset has to do with a lot. The way you approach something can really change how that outcome is going to become in the future. So I approach savings with a proactive mindset in the sense that I wrote things down. I have a budget book, you know, I wrote down my expenses, wrote down how much I was earning, laid everything out, and made sure that I was earning enough in order to pay my expenses and also have money to save. So that was the most important part for me. And I also set little checkpoints along the way where I would be like, okay, it's been 3 weeks, let's go over everything, see how far into our goal that we're reaching, like, are we reaching our goal? I had a little calendar and I would write like little notes on there just saying like, hey, how far is your goal? Just little checkpoints that I set for myself throughout this time just to keep me on track. Okay, so I think this is the most important step. Honestly, this is like half of it. It's just making sure to keep consistent and checking up on yourself every so often during that time period. having a budget book really helps, or even if you don't want to write stuff down, having a spreadsheet on Excel, just somewhere where you can keep track, somewhere where you can go back and see how far you've come, any mistakes that you've made, any hiccups or anything like that. Just something that can help you keep track during this time period of how much you're saving is really the goal here. So even if it's on paper, on the computer, doesn't matter. Just make sure that you have a proactive way and a proactive approach on how you're going to save money during this time. So let's say you want to save, let's say $1,000 in 2 months. Okay, so that means you're going to save like $500 in 1 month, and you're going to save $250 every 2 weeks. So after 1 week, you'll be like, hey, if I saved $125, how am I going to save $250 in the next 2 weeks? Like, just asking yourself questions and just, being active in your approach towards savings. The second tip that really helped me save money was discipline. So you can't be cheating your budget. I'm sorry. I hate to be the one to break it to you.
So, I'ma just, it's just $5. It's just $10. Like,
if you cannot discipline yourself to not use your debit card, then leave your debit card at home and take cash with you. I left my cards at home, left my debit card at home, left my credit card at home, and I would just take cash. Like, so I know that if I take $20 out of the house and I come back and I have $10, well, I spent $10. I don't gotta go back, look over my statement, keep track or whatever. For me, that was really, really crucial, was leaving my debit card at home. So I know if I leave home and I ain't got $5, I got $5 to spend, that's it. That's my $5 and that's it. I ain't gonna spend 50, because when you take your card out all the time, you go end up spending more money than you anticipate. Leaving my card at home and taking cash with me really helped me save money in the long run. Okay, so the next tip here is to reduce your expenses as much as you can. So if you're spending like $80 on gas every month and you feel like you could get away with $60, then try and crap that and spend $60 on gas. Same thing with groceries. Like, you have these variable expenses that you can always, tweak and manipulate based on your preferences. So like, if you feel like you're spending a lot in one category, or if you give yourself maybe $30 for personal and you feel like, maybe I could do away with 20, try to reduce your expenses whenever you can. Cancel subscriptions that you're not using. There's some subscriptions that you don't even know about, you don't realize. Like, you gotta keep track of these things. You can't just have Netflix, Hulu, Amazon. Like, what are you watching? I guarantee you it's not that important. For real, y'all, seriously, just keep track of your expenses and your subscriptions and cut those expenses out. So the third is the fourth. The next tip I have for y'all is to find a side hustle, alternate source of income. Whoa, that was hard to say. Side hustle or alternate source of income, okay? So this really helped me. Like I told y'all earlier, my side hustle was the club, okay? So, like, I talked to people, was nice to people, made some tips, made some money, and I lived in a pretty small city, so I wasn't even making that much. But go get your money. Got a car, you can do some, like, food delivery service or whatever. You can start your own business, like, you can do something, like, whatever you're good at. You can provide this service to other people. So, like, there's just so much money out there. Like, find a side hustle, make some extra money, and put that money towards savings, okay? If you don't want to find a side hustle, or if you don't have time for a side hustle, your current job, ask for a pay raise. Like, work really hard and ask for a pay raise. I know it's not always easy sometimes, but hey, if you feel like you're due for a raise or due for a higher paying position, then go ahead and ask for it. Like, be confident, explain to your manager or your boss why you feel like you deserve this pay raise, and go ahead and get your money. Next tip, y'all, is say no. I said no. Like, if you feel like you can't afford it, just say no. If your friends are asking you to go out, your family or whatever, and you feel like you don't want to step out of your budget, it was not budgeted for, then feel free to say no. Let them know that you got some budget challenge going on, you want to save some money. Inform them. They should be understanding. They should understand that money doesn't grow on trees, okay? So, let your family and friends know that you're on a budget, a very tight budget, you're trying to save money, and just say no. That was one thing that worked for me, was not going out as often, saying no to eating out and stuff like that, or you can have different ideas, like picnics, or barbecues or potlucks or whatever, but you know, if you can't afford it, then just say no. Tip number 5 I have for you guys was I embraced my mistakes and I learned from them. So I used to be this person that used to give out like really blindly. I would just lend people money and not really think about it. Then I realized I was losing so much money because people wouldn't want to pay me back, you know. So that was one mistake that I had to embrace. It really hurt me a lot because a lot of these people are my friends, but I embraced it, I learned from it, and I moved on, and I made sure not to make that same mistake again, right? So whatever it is that you feel like your mistake, you keep making the same mistake, then just embrace it and understand, why you're making that mistake, and avoid making the same mistake in the future. So there's so many financial mistakes that people can make, especially at this age. Like, we don't really know that much. Ain't nobody teaching us this stuff, so it's okay to make mistakes. Like, maybe you use your credit card one too many times, or you spent money that you shouldn't have. Don't beat yourself up too much. Just pick up, dust off, and strut like the queen and kings that you are. Okay, this is probably the best financial lesson that I've ever learned, is just not lending money to everyone who asks of you. It's okay to give your friends and family money when they really need it, but don't make it a habitual thing like I did. Okay, so this is something that really helped me save money, because at the end of the day, I would end up keeping more of my money and I wouldn't have to fight with nobody about having to pay me back. The last tip I have for you guys is taking things one step at a time. So just, outline everything like I told y'all. Outline your income, outline your expenses, understand how much you can save. When you're done saving, it's like a staircase, and then you can go into investing and you can set up a brokerage account and all that. But take things one step at a time. Don't try to rush yourself too much. And remember that comparison is a thief of joy. So don't try to compare yourself to other people. Like, it's your lane, it's your goal, it's your journey. So stick with it. Hey, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate y'all coming in today. If y'all have any questions or anything for me, just leave them in the comment section below. If you have any comments, opinions, whatever, it doesn't really matter. I want to hear what you guys have to say. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.